Hey friends, this is the first video to go over your study guide for your first unit test, which you will be taking on Thursday, October 13th. So remember, this study guide looks just like your test. The problems that you see are the types of problems you're going to see on your test, as well as the format. The format of the study guide is very similar to the format of the test. We're going to be doing a page a day this week, but we're going to be jumping around and we might be skipping some problems because there are some things that we haven't gotten to in class yet. Okay? So we're going to look today at numbers 1 through 9. But we're going to skip problems 5 and 6, and we're going to come back to that a little bit later on this week. Okay? So let's look at this first problem. We see section 1's looking at the proficiency of skills. So it's just how well have you learned these standards? The first problem says, what is the value of the expression? Show your work. Well, I can look right here at this expression and I see many different operations, so I know that this is an order of operations problem. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write my order of operations off to the side. I'm going to review my song while I sing it. When we begin together. Parentheses first, now please be clever. Exponents come right next in line. You can multiply and divide at the same time. Now subtraction and addition. Work it out with computation. It's the order of operations. Okay? So I've used my song to help me write the order of operations. I'm going to follow these operations to solve my problem. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my parentheses. I have two different types of parentheses. We always work from the inside out. So the very first thing that I'm going to solve is 7 minus 2. 765 is my answer. I've solved those parentheses. I'm going to bring everything else down. So I'm going to bring 6 times. And I'm going to put those brackets in. And I've got a times 10 on this side. And a plus 5 divided by 25. And I'm going to double check and make sure that I've brought everything down because this is a very long problem. So I brought down my 25 divided by 5 plus bracket 6 times. I don't need to bring this down because I solved it out as 5. Bring down my bracket times and 10. Okay? Still working in those parentheses, and I do have one more set of parentheses or grouping symbols. So that's what I'm going to solve next. 6 times 5, using my multiplication facts, I know that the answer to that is 30. I don't need to bring down those brackets because I solved them out. So I'm going to bring everything else down. Times 10 plus 5 divided by 25. I don't have any more parentheses. I'm going to go ahead and cross that out. I move on to exponents. Come right next in line. Well, you know the song. There aren't any exponents, so either way, we cross that out. All right, now we're going to go to multiplication and division next. And again, that's from left to right. So I'm going to start on the left, and whatever I come to first is what I solve first. Coming across, I see that 25 divided by 5 is first, so that's what I'm going to solve first. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Bring everything else down, plus 30 times 10. Okay, still looking at multiplication and division from left to right, and I do have a multiplication, 30 times 10, so that's what I'm going to solve next. 30 times 10 gives me 300 plus 5. No more multiplication and division, so now I'm on to addition and subtraction. 300 plus 5 equals 305, and I circle it to show my answer. All right, so that's how we would solve problem number 1. Let's move on to problem number 2. Problem number 2 says, which statement correctly describes the following expression? So this question looks at reading and writing simple expressions. So they have given us the expression in number form, and we have to put it into word form. The best way to solve this problem is to cross out what is incorrect. So the first thing it says to do for A is multiply 6 and 19, then subtract 8. Well, let me do my operation words. That's multiply and subtract. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to write what this would look like. This would be multiply 6 and 19. And then subtract 8. It says and then, so I know they want me to do multiplication before subtraction. So I could put my parentheses here, multiplication before subtraction. But that's not what we have up here in our example. The parentheses, using order of operations, tell me they want me to do subtraction first. So this is not the correct answer. Not the one I'm looking for. So let's look at B. 6 times 19 minus 8. Using my operation words. So this says 6 times 19 minus 8. There aren't any words to tell me if I need parentheses around anything, so I think they want me to write it just like this. Well, is this problem the same as this problem? And the answer is no, because if we look at our order of operations, we can see that if we don't have any parentheses or exponents, multiplication and division come before addition and subtraction. So I would still do 6 times 19 before I subtracted 8. That's not what they want me to do up here, so I know that B is incorrect. C says multiply the difference of 19 and 8 by 6. So I've got multiply the difference. Remember, difference is subtraction with parentheses because it's the answer to a subtraction equation. Okay? So I'm going to multiply the difference of 19 and 8. So I'm going to show that. 19 and 8. There's the difference. Subtraction with parentheses. I'm going to multiply that by 6. I'm going to multiply it by 6. All right, well, if I look, these don't look the same. Well, let me think about it a little bit more. I know that I would solve 19 minus 8 first, and then I would multiply it by 6. Up here, I know that I would solve 19 minus 8 first and multiply it by 6, because it doesn't matter where I put that times 6. So this actually could work. So I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to come back to it. I'm going to look at the last one, but I'm thinking C is going to be my answer. All right, D says find the sum of 19 and 8, then multiply by 6. Well, sum, I know, is addition with parentheses because it's the answer to an addition equation. And then multiply by 6. So find the sum of 19 and 8. That's 19 plus 8. Then multiply by 6. Well, obviously this is incorrect because I'm supposed to be subtracting, and this one has me adding. So I cross that out. Because I've gone through and I've shown my work, I know without a doubt now that C is the correct answer. Multiply the difference of 19 and 8 by 6. Multiply the difference of 19 and 8 by 6. C is your correct answer. All right, let's look at number 3. Number 3 asks, how does the value of 358 times 32 minus 9 compare to the value of 358 times 32? Well, this is an interesting question. We haven't seen something exactly like this in class, but I do know that this is looking at different equations. So this must be asking me to show my knowledge of the standard to read and write simple expressions. It wants me to compare. Compare the value of this equation to this equation. So I'm going to think about what's different. Well, I know that what's different is this minus 9. Everything else, 358 times 32, 358, well, that's the same. So the difference is right here in this minus 9. So I'm going to keep that in mind as I read. Again, I'm going to cross out what I know is wrong. So let's look at A. The value of 358 times 32 minus 9 is 9 times smaller than the value of 358 times 32. Well, 9 times smaller, 9 times, that's like multiplication. 9 times smaller, that's decreasing. So if something's 9 times smaller, that's going to be like, I don't know. This is a little confusing, but I'm thinking, I see this word times. That makes me think multiplication. Smaller, that works, but this times is really sticking out at me. I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna say, I don't know about this one, but I'm not gonna cross it out just yet. So I'm gonna go to B. The value of 358 times 32 minus 9 is 9 more than the value of 358 times 32. Well, I know that's not right because subtraction gets me less. More would be addition. There's no addition in here. So I know for a fact that B is incorrect. Let's look at C. 358 times 32 minus 9 and 358 times 32 are equal expressions. Well, that's not true because there's a minus 9 here and there's not a minus 9 over here. So they're definitely not equal. So I can for sure cross out C. Let's look at D. The value of 358 times 32 minus 9 is 9 less than the value of 358 times 32. Well, I agree with that because I see less, and less tells me it's subtraction. So now I have to decide, is it A or is it D? Well, what's the difference between A and D? The difference is that in A, it says that it's 9 times smaller. And D says that it's 9 less than. So I'm going to think about what I know about these words and what they mean with mathematical expressions. When I see times, I think of multiplication. When I see smaller, I think of something's getting smaller. Well, I know that division is the inverse operation of multiplication, and division makes things smaller. So maybe when it says 9 times smaller, it means divided by 9. It's definitely not dividing by 9. A's very confusing to me. I don't really like it. So I'm going to go down here to D. 9 less. Less than. Less than's subtraction. 9 less than this value. Well, it's definitely 9 less than this value. So D is correct, which means that A is not correct. And I knew that it wasn't because of this 9 times. I didn't like the way that sounded, so I know that A is incorrect. So your answer is D, and I hope that you saw how my thinking and my process helped me solve this problem. You might not always know the answer right off the bat, but if you use what you've learned in class, you're always going to find that right answer. Let's look at number 4. Jack needs to simplify this expression. Which operation should he do first? This is an order of operations problem, and it wants me to know what to do first. What operation would we do first? Going back over here to the order of operations that I wrote, I know the very first thing that I need to do is parentheses, and there is an equation in parentheses. It's 12 minus 9, so that's what he has to do first, and I see that A is that answer, 12 minus 9. And so A is the correct answer. Okay? Over here for number 5, we're going to put a hold on that. We're going to come back to number 5. So if you want, you can put a star next to it. Okay? I haven't taught you this standard yet, so I don't expect you to know it. Same thing with number 6. We're going to put a star next to that one. I haven't taught you this standard, so I don't expect you to know it. If you want to try it out, go for it. These answers will be in a later video, which I will tell you about, so you can come back and check those then. Let's move on to number 7. Which expression is equivalent to 10 to the 5th power? Well, I know that equivalent means equal to. So it wants me to find an expression that's equal to 10 to the 5th power. Well, this is an example of an exponent. And I know that exponents are repeated multiplication. I know that that 5 tells me how many times I'm going to multiply. And the 10 tells me what number I'm multiplying. So this 10 to the 5th equals 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, times 10. I need to have 10 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to look over here and I'm going to find that answer. This is 1, 2, 3. So that equals 10 to the 3rd power. Not the one I'm looking for. 10 times 10. That equals 10 squared. Not the one I'm looking for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That equals 10 to the 5th. Aha! That looks like it's right, but let's just double check it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that equals 10 to the 4th. Not the one I'm looking for. And so the answer is C, 10 to the 5th power. All right, staying with those exponents, we're looking now at number 8. Write the power of 10 that is equivalent to this expression. Again, the word equivalent means equal to. Equal to this expression. Well, luckily, I just solved this one up here, so I'm going to use my same knowledge of exponents to help me solve number 8. Write the power of 10 that is equivalent to this expression. because they're multiplying by 10 each time, I know that that base number is 10. And now for my exponent, I just have to count how many times I'm multiplying 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 10 to the 4th power. My base number is 10. The exponent is how many times I'm multiplying it. All right, and the last one for tonight's homework is number 9. We're just finding the product. This problem is looking at your ability to use the standard algorithm for multiplication. So we're going to set up our problem. 82,437 times 6. Because it's just a single digit, I know that I'm only going to have one answer. There's no zero and cross out for this one. 6 times 7 is 42. Carry your 4, bring down your 2. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 4 is 19, 20, 21, 22. Carry your 2, bring down your 2. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 2 is 26. Carry your 2, bring down your 6. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 2 is 14. Carry your 1, bring down your 4. And 6 times 8 is 48, plus 1 is 49. Let's put in our commas, 1, 2, 3, comma. And so our answer is 494,622. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the answers to the first part of your study guide. Hopefully you were able to complete these without too much difficulty. If there was one that gave you a lot of trouble, make sure you come and see me tomorrow morning, and I would love to help you out and explain things to you. Okay? I look forward to having another fantastic math class tomorrow. I hope your brains are on and you're ready to learn. I'll see you then. Bye.